Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing well. I've got a comment today that I want to read you. And I got to be honest with you. It is one of the dumbest, most moronic, mo it's almost like you want to think it's got to be a bot, but it's not. It's one of those type of comments that literally shows you what you're up against, your competition. This is somebody that thinks they know something and they want to assert themselves when they are truly the fool. This comment comes from somebody called A Day, and that's their name. And, it's really easy to say stupid things on the internet before, when you're not in front of someone, when you're hiding behind the shadows, right? This is somebody that actually thinks they know something. This is your competition, right? And as I read this, you're probably going to be thinking, I'm stoked. I'm going to win. I'm going to win this fight. I'm going to win this race. But what blows me away is the sad thing about this is I could show you how to win in this next cycle. No problem. I can go and win, right? I can go up, save up all this money, these different asset classes that'll do well during this inflation wave. And then when everything comes crashing down, I could go and crush it, right? But that would do nothing for our country. Zero. Yeah, sure, I'd look really cool and have some fancy cars. And there are people out there that do that kind of stuff, right? They want to have all the knowledge, all the power, all the information. They don't want to share it. They don't want to help other people. They just want to look good in front of people. Why? Because they're little betas that have zero self-esteem. It actually takes a lot to go out and be vulnerable in front of people, right? To be the type of person that cares more about the common good than what's good for you. And the truth is, we're not going to be able to rebuild our country because we've lost it. We've straight up lost our golden guiding force, for lack of better terms. I don't know why that just popped in my mind. But it's comments like this, and you want to talk about a sheeple. This is it right here. But then it's dangerous because these kind of people that think they know something are out there, being all right, I'm just going to read it. I've been around long enough to remember the recession in the mid-50s, which means he's got to have some age on him, right? Probably. What age do you think this person is? Comment down below what you think as this is going on. And all that came afterwards. I can remember my parents crying. My mom literally crying over not knowing how they were going to pay the bills. See, and just, this is a real comment. You can see this screenshot of my video. That was in 1953. So I can honestly say that I have a better handle on this than Ninja. So what this person is doing is obviously putting his age above logic, right? So this person talks about, I can only assume it's a man, because actually I just don't think a woman would speak like this, to be honest with you. But I could be wrong. Put down in the comments if you think this is a man or a female. This person's already said that they've seen their parents crying, don't know how they're going to pay their bills, very hard times, right? And since they've seen this in the 50s, they've got a better handle on it than me. All right. And think about this kind of mentality spreading information around the nation. They do this periodically. They do this. All right, I agree with that. There is a group of people that actually do this and know what's going on, these cycles, interest rate hiking and lowering and all this kind of stuff, debt expansion, debt contraction. I agree with that. He says they do this periodically, or it happens periodically, to redistribute wealth and make the very wealthy even more wealthy. No disagreement there, right? We're right on the same page. Things always work out in the end. They always do. That's what he says. Things always work out in the end. The tears and fears vanish after some time as times get better. This latest downturn is just another iteration of the same thing. And don't tell me this is different. JP Morgan had to loan the government. They had to loan the government. I get so fired up. They had to loan the government more money than once when he was alive to prevent failure. To have said, been there, done that, is more than just a slogan. Fretting will get you nothing. Trial is for a reason. Count it as pure joy. I can already tell where this is going. Because it helps build character. Stop spreading fear. I want you to let me know what you think about that comment down below. And I'm going to tell you what, this is the dumbest comment I've ever heard. A sheeple. Someone that actually knows that there is a group of people out there that moves money in and out and, pushes, these crashes. They actually create these crashes. But hey, you know what? It builds character. Just bend over and take it. And look at this. JP Morgan had to loan the government. Let me tell you something to Mr. Aday. This is how it works. The banks beg for the opportunity to loan money to the government. Why? Just like you're seeing right now with this stupid moronic kabuki theater that's going on inside of the government right now. Are we going to raise the debt limit? Yeah, they're going to raise the debt limit. All they're doing is pushing all that debt onto you, the taxpayer. If you haven't been paying attention, Mr. Aday, they've hired tens of thousands of new IRS agents. And I get it. They lied to you and you believed it because you're an idiot. And, it's just for the rich. Just like income tax was just for the rich when it just first came out in the early 1900s. It's just for the rich because the rich are up here and you're a sheeple that's down here. You only make this much. They make this much. But then a couple years later, they go, now we're going to redefine rich as making this much. Like what they just did with the recession. We're just going to change the definition of recession. Now, a few years later, after the sheep will go, well, it's just normal. You're just making us poor, making my parents cry and losing our house, but it's cool. It builds character. That's what an idiot says. You know what builds character? Not fretting, because none of us are fretting. What we're doing is kicking butt, working hard, saving money, getting out of debt, and getting ready for something that a bunch of idiots like you see nothing coming. Nothing. And don't worry, that guy, I'll appreciate buying his house, but I ain't renting it back to him. While he's out there building character, taking it in the pants by a bunch of elite, I'll be renting it to a good-hearted person that had no clue, that didn't sit there and brag and go, I know this crap happens every so many years, and it builds character, and it cost my parents their house, but it's okay. I'm just going to build character over here and be a moron, and then I'm going to mock the guys that are sitting there warning. That's not a founding fathers mentality. That's not somebody that wants to bless other people's mentality. That's an idiot. Just sitting there, look at me, I'm super smart. Yeah, put a profile pic on. Have the nuts to actually put up profile. You won't do that. But see, that's your competition. That right there. See, the government is always looking to borrow money. And JP Morgan was begging to give it to them. You want to know why? Because they'd always pay it back with interest. They're robbing you. They're stealing from you through inflation. Look at the inflation numbers that just came out. Oh, weird. It's up again. The Fed's going to raise rates again. They want to literally break you. That is the reality. That's your competition right there. Yep. You got a nice glide path, Ninja Nation. You guys are going to crush it. But we still need more people on top of this, taking care of handling business right now. Because if we don't have enough people buying up these assets during this next crash, and this next crash is going to take a few years to fully flesh out, but you're going to see it in earnest by this fall. And it's not the time to buy yet. That won't be when the banks are buying up things. If we don't have more people, they're going to own everything. JP Morgan had to buy it all. What an idiot. I mean, straight up, call it out, everyone. This is what's really happening right now. You got complete morons in the White House, and you got complete morons running out there in the public. The total idiot sheeple. And we've got to wake people up. There are good-hearted, amazing lions out there that are just sitting just because they took too long of a nap. It's time to wake them up. This is not a joke. This is your competition. Go get them. But we need to go at the same time and help and rescue the good-hearted human beings in this world that don't realize what's going on. They were literally sort of enamored, and we got to wake them up. I was one of them. I had no concept. Sure, I got out. I knew that something was going on in the dot-com crash. I knew something was going on before and sold my houses before the 2008 crisis. Got it. Cool. I didn't truly know. I didn't wake up to the realities of these cycles and the people that run them until 2010. So the day before that, I was a complete fool. And every day I'm a fool. And I'm going from realization to realization to realization. Think about what's happened in the last 23 years. 2 massive crashes in the stock market, a great recession, and the lockdown of the entire world. This idiot goes, you think this one's going to be different? You moron, it is. Wake up. Credit card debt was never this high. Real estate was never this expensive. Inflation metrics are blowing us out of the water. Student debt at an all-time high. Auto debt at an all-time high. And you think you're so smart to say, this time is not different? You're an idiot. And it's time to call out the idiots. This is not a joke. We're dealing with morons all around. Yeah, it's going to be easy to shine. But when you go to your grave, are you going to be able to at least hold your head up high at the end of your life and say, I took 100 people with me. I took 1,000 people with me. I had this knowledge and I didn't share it like an idiot. That's true leadership. It's time to wake up the lions. We're not sheep. Ninja Nation is a group of people, literally now, millions of people that are getting prepared, and they're not scared. They're not fretting. Are you kidding me? I hope you got a big house, A-Day. I'm coming to buy it. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.